There's a few brand new Nintendo Switch stories that dropped today that I really want to share with you all, starting with a brand new eShop demo that is available today for free for a game that will be releasing next month in December, and this may be your perfect opportunity to hop in and check it out ahead of its actual release. Then we also have to cover the big update that dropped for Monster Hunter Rise, as Capcom is continuing to support this game with multiple collaborations, and I want to share that with you all today. And then the big talking point for today's video is the review roundup around Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, as these games are out this Friday, and I want to share my personal opinions on what the critics are saying and whether or not you should pick up these games at release. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as I mentioned, guys, we are covering a few different stories today, and I want to kick it off with a brand new demo that just dropped available today out of left field from Nintendo on the eShop, and that is around the upcoming release for Big Brain Academy Brain vs. Brain, which of course, if you played these titles before on the DS, where they were really the most popular, you will probably know what to expect. But of course, it has been quite a few years since we've seen a Brain Age game or Big Brain Academy game actually released, and so here we are in 2021 with a brand new installment, and you might as well pick up the free demo and actually check out this game. And I am excited that Nintendo is starting to do this demo strategy with more and more of their titles. I mean, we even saw them do it with Metroid Dread, which I think was very needed because there was a lot of people that didn't really know what to expect from a classic 2D style Metroid game. But Metroid's not what we're talking about today. I am just happy to see Nintendo continue to do this kind of support with the eShop as they go forward. And while I'm not super hyped for this game, like I might actually pick it up. It's only $29. I'll probably wait for a sale or something like that. I can't really see myself spending too much time actually playing through it on my own time, but I can see myself maybe breaking it out at something like Thanksgiving. Of course, it won't be out then, but let's say you have friends and family over that aren't all really gamers, and you want to do something that is very easy to understand for really anybody, whether or not they've ever held a game controller before or not. This would be that kind of game that's really kind of fun because it's mainly brain exercise style games where you have to solve relatively simple problems, but you have to do it relatively quickly so you guys can talk trash to each other and have some fun with friends and family. So this is how I can see this game being appealing to a broad audience. But again, it's another free demo that you can go check out. I do think that both the single player and the multiplayer are supported in this demo from what I can tell, so you probably just get a little bit of reduced overall selections on what mini games and play styles are actually available to you. But if you do want to download it and check it out with a friend, it looks like you should be able to do that. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys are planning on picking this up at release when it launches on December 3rd, or if you're at least planning on checking out the demo that's now available for free in the eShop. So please share all your thoughts and opinions on all things Big Brain Academy Brain vs. Brain in the comments down below. Now, the next story I want to share with you all today is actually one around Monster Hunter Rise and a brand new update that is around the corner. And I gotta say, it's really cool to see the success of this installment in the Monster Hunter series and how well it is selling on the Switch right now, and the fact that we know there is more content to come, some major content like the Sunbreak DLC that we know will be coming in summer of 2022. And so far, we have seen Rush the Dog actually added in from Capcom, which of course is a collaboration with their Mega Man series. And we now have a new one in the form of Sonic and Tails that they will be making their way into this game. And I gotta say, I love the costumes that the characters can wear that make them look like Sonic and Tails, but the actual character models for Sonic and Tails themselves look pretty hilarious. I mean, they do look funny and good, and I think they're going to be enjoyable to play. And I love to see the part where you could actually transform into Super Sonic and use them in this game. And if you guys haven't been around on the channel for a while, you might not know that I actually own Monster Hunter Rise, but I have not even gotten a chance to boot it up and start it out at all yet. But this is definitely one that over the holiday season, that as I get a little bit more free time, I fully intend to play through, and I certainly hope that I can get through all of the base game content before Sunbreak does eventually come out in 2022. But I do personally love to see continued content on major installments like this, and it does appear that this will be out right around the corner on November 26th, with Sonic and Tails being added in as an option to the game. So I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below what your overall experience has been from Monster Hunter Rise so far. If you you were brand new to the series, like I will be, because I did play through Monster Hunter World briefly on the PlayStation 4, but I never really got that hook set in where I wanted to keep playing the game for hours and hours. I think I got like a 10 to 12 hours in, and for some reason I didn't progress any further than that. And I would love to hear your overall experience if you were kind of hooked in on this Nintendo Switch release, as I've heard from a lot of fans of even the long-term series that this Monster Hunter Rise installment really outshines a lot of the previous installments in the series. So I would love to hear the comparison there, and if you think that somebody who maybe wasn't the biggest fan of Monster Hunter World can really get into Monster Hunter Rise for the first time, as I mentioned, because I am excited to actually play through this and check it out for the first time. So please share all your personal experiences on Monster Hunter Rise so far in the comments down below. And then also, if you're maybe someone like me who hasn't played the game yet, if all of these new content additions are actually enticing enough to get you to either pick it up for the first time or maybe play it leading up to the eventual Sunbreak release in summer of 2022. So I do look forward to hearing from you guys on all things Monster Hunter Rise in the comments down below. Now, the last story I want to share with you all today is actually one around Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, as these games are actually out on Friday of this week, which is just 2 days away at the time of filming this video. If you guys can believe that, it seems like we've been talking about them for quite a while, and here they are already right around the corner. So I will personally be picking up Pokemon Shining Pearl this Friday. I was originally going to get Brilliant Diamond, and then I learned that, of course, Lugia and the Gen 1 legendary birds are part of Shining Pearl, and I don't think I'll get both this time around, because with Sword and Shield, I did get the double pack and I never ended up playing Shield at all. I only played Sword. And if you are curious, on Brilliant Diamond, you can actually get Ho-Oh and the Gen 2 legendary beasts. And while I do really want those Gen 2 legendary beasts, they're still not quite as nostalgic for me as those Gen 1 legendary birds, and Lugia specifically also. And Articuno, for some reason or another, has been like one of my favorite all-time Pokemon like ever. So I am super hyped to play through these games in completion for the first time, because I briefly played Diamond on the DS, but never actually finished the game, and I really had a hard time playing any handheld titles that you couldn't put on a TV through something like a Game Boy player on the GameCube, which is how I played most of my classic Game Boy games. But of course, the DS did not have any kind of functionality like that. So for me, this is a very exciting installment to come out, but I do want to kick off this conversation around a lot of what the critics are saying on these reviews, as we do have some official Metacritic scores in, and I want to start it off by actually hopping over to Nintendo Life, where they transcribe a nice little article that kind of breaks down a lot of what the major publications are saying in just a couple sentences or two on what their overall opinions are of these titles, because there are some mixed reviews out there, and I want to share my personal opinion after reading through that article together. Round up, the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl reviews are in. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are just 2 days away from launching on Nintendo Switch, and as is the case with any Pokemon release, they're sure to be put under the highest scrutiny from fans all around the world. Reviews of the game have started flooding in today, including our very own, so we've gone ahead and rounded up a selection of quotes and review scores from a number of different outlets. Below, you'll see just how well they've gone down with the media ahead of this Friday's launch. We'll kick things off with Game Informer, who awarded the titles a score of 8.5. While Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl don't move the needle in terms of what Pokemon games will look and play like moving forward, they mostly hit the mark in being faithful to the originals. I've really enjoyed my time re-exploring Sinnoh despite my qualms with the lack of critical path difficulty. VGC opted for 4 out of 5 score. The original DS Diamond and Pearl were great back in the day, and 15 years later, this new coat of paint makes them just as entertaining. The improvements may not be as drastic as some may have hoped, but what is here is a solid Pokemon adventure regardless. The Gamer was slightly less impressed, saying that Platinum is still the definitive Gen 4 game, offering up a 3.5 out of 5. These are very good remakes of Diamond and Pearl and excellent games in and of themselves. They're just nowhere near the best Gen 4 remake. Given that Platinum is still superior to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl in almost every conceivable way, it's difficult to comprehend why these games even exist aside from making them available on a modern console, in which case just port Platinum. God is a Geek went with a mighty score of 9 of 10. When it comes to Pokemon, you're either a fan or you aren't. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond isn't going to change minds, nor is it intended to reinvent the wheel when it comes to the series. What it does, however, is remind us of one of the best adventures in the series while bringing it right up to date with gorgeous visuals, quality of life updates, and performance that I didn't spot a single frame drop during. And finally, GameSpot described the games as a comfy nostalgia trip, giving them a 7 of 10. So far, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl keep enough classic elements to feel like a comfy nostalgia trip while smoothing over enough of the rough edges that they feel relatively contemporary with other recent Pokemon games. It can't be easy for a storied franchise to pay homage to its legacy while also modernizing in this way, but in my experience so far, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl strike the right balance. Now to quickly reveal the Metacritic scores they are currently sitting at, which keep in mind these can change over the course of time as more reviews do drop, but we do have Brilliant Diamond currently coming in at 79 and Shining Pearl coming in at 77, which is kind of funny when you think about it. Like, why are they at two different scores even though they're essentially the same game? Maybe some people were more unhappy with the exclusive Pokemon on one versus another. I will say one thing that I learned recently that I didn't know up to this point from watching the trailers, because I saw some Pokemon in the overworld and I thought that was when you're exploring Sinnoh as well. Apparently, when you are going through the Sinnoh region, the Pokemon in the overworld do not spawn like they did in Let's Go, or like we kind of saw the mix of in Sword and Shield, where certain ones spawned, but then you could still have random encounters as far as being able to see what Pokemon you want to go encounter before it happens. And this personally, to me, for them not including that does feel like a step backwards. Like, I actually enjoyed shiny hunting the most in the Let's Go games. Like, I spent a ridiculous amount of hours in Let's Go Pikachu shiny hunting because I could see the shinies pop up in the overworld, and I could see what kind of Pokemon I was encountering ahead of time before I had to worry about random encounters and just going through that opening animation battle scene time and time again just to find out that it's not the Pokemon that you even wanted to encounter in the first place. And the rush when you do see the shiny that you want to see pop up after you've done the whole combo chain, and then they finally do pop up and you get that shiny you've been waiting for hours and hours. It was so much fun for me, and it's kind of unfortunate because I can't bring myself to just keep re-encountering Pokemon over and over again to do the shiny hunting. Like, I can do it for a while, but I definitely won't go as hardcore as I did on those Let's Go games. And I do hope that's one mechanic, not saying all the mechanics of Let's Go were great, because they definitely weren't, but that was one thing that I did like from that installment in the series. And it appears that in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the only time you will see Pokemon walking around in the overworld is actually in that underground section of the game, which just kind of seems like a step backwards in my book. But I do think that all of the other quality of life improvements should actually outweigh this, and I will still definitely enjoy this. And you know, as I mentioned, guys, I did not play through Diamond all the way through on the DS, and I never picked up Platinum, so I would actually love to hear from you in the comments down below what people are talking about when they say Platinum is definitely the best version and they left out a bunch of those improvements from these games, just because I'm not personally educated on that. So I would love to hear from people that have played through Platinum and do think that that is the definitive version of these games, like what you think about these Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl releases now that we're getting closer and we have more and more information. And then definitely let me know, bonus question, if you were planning on picking these games up at release, if you may wait for them to go on some kind of a sale in the future. I know we don't typically see Pokemon games ever go on sale, but you know, sometimes there are those cases where you can wait and find something down the line at a cheaper price. So please share all your thoughts and feelings on all the stories we talked about today, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Thanks so much for watching the video today, everyone. I do truly appreciate you all sticking around until the end. I do at this point in the video want to invite you all one more time to join Sunbro Nation if you haven't done so already. Do so by subscribing below, hit the like button on your way out if you enjoyed it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. That's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Sunbro Nation, out.